Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Detroitcast. Usually with Mike and Jay, lately Mike and T. Hello, Big E. It's just me and you today, kid.
Hello.
How are you, bud?
Hello. Great.
You look weird with that haircut, I gotta be honest.
I know. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
It's kind of the reminiscent of Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
Kind of just had that thing on top, you know. Like
the problem is I didn't
shaved all the way around.
I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but I have a wish of what my hair would look like, but it's it's so curly. And when I finally just
Mohawk,
I
purple.
needed to get it cut. I needed to get it cut, and I just went to the generic, Great Clips or whatever.
Right.
And I told her what I wanted, and she basically did it, but she just took a little too much off.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
That's what happened to me last time.
But whatever, it'll grow and it'll be fine.
I
needed to get it cut though.
Yeah.
It was looking so bad.
Last time I went and got my haircut, well, it was the time before actually. I went and a lot of these places now they'll do like, oh, would you like a little neck massage? They put the hot towel on your
not
head.
Where I go.
Yeah, not where you go. Actual places, if you go to the I almost said Lover's Lane, the Lady Jane's, or I go to Women's Garage. Women's Garage is awesome.
I hate, you know what, dude? I hate those ideas. Not Women's Garage.
Yeah.
I don't know Women's Garage.
Women's Garage is cool. You walk in,
Jane-
they're like, hey, you want something to drink? And they'll give you a pop or water or whatever.
No, but
And
I'm
then
talking about these like places like when you
I
mentioned
know.
Lady Jane's, like, dude, okay, so some hot chick's gonna cut my hair, and I
Yeah.
gotta give her a fucking bigger tip because she's
I
rubbing
know.
her tits in my face and pretending she cares about me.
Well, the Women's Garage is not rubbing tits in anyone's face, but it's
Okay.
just like they do. I got my hair cut in California too. They did the same thing. They get the little massager out and they do on your back, and it's like, oh, this is nice. So for an extra few bucks here, there, whatever, you can get that. But I went in, and a lot of things is like, oh, would you like me to trim up your beard? It's like, no, I don't think so. And she's like, let me just clean up the line or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, because they got the straight razor. I'm like, I've never used that before, but okay. And she's doing it. First off, my hair is just way shorter than I normally would have gone, and so I'm kind of self-conscious about that. And then she does the beard thing, and I was a member of NSYNC. Like
Yeah.
it was like tightened up, and it was like trimmed here and here, and and I'm just like, I'm not saying anything because once you do it once, now you got to even everything out.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I walked in the door, and I'm just like, can I get a dickie or a turtleneck or something? I feel weird. So now every time I go and I'm asked, I'm like, no.
I don't know. I hate it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I used to, like, get my hair cut a certain way at this one place, and they'd be like, it was just in the Meijer, because I worked there, and it was just there, so it was
But
easy.
they do haircuts at Meijer?
Well, there was a Great Clips in the Meijer.
Oh, okay.
But, like, there was this one girl that would actually do it really well, and she was always like, well, you could ask for them, but I didn't fucking know what their schedules were. And so once it came, like, if I came, like, within a week of when I wanted to get my hair cut, I would, for like a week after work, I'd walk by and just go, but I knew what the lady, there was another lady that sucked dick at doing it. She was
it's tough.
terrible.
Yeah,
and I
it
would just like
sucks.
kind of walk by and go, fucking that lady is there today. Like the other girl was like working on someone, or she wasn't there. And
You probably just ask her when you get a cut. They usually have a schedule they keep
did,
to. I work
but-
every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, noon
They
or whatever.
would, but I mean, I'm not someone who's going to go in there every 3 weeks. I was someone who,
Right.
You're supposed to, like, I should have, to make
Oh,
it
no,
real
I'm last
perfect.
minute like, oh, yeah, I got to do that. And then I just hop in the car and go there. So I feel you. Anyway, sorry, everybody, about yesterday. Usually we would do a show last night, and I get so bummed every time it's like, yeah, guess what? Mike's sick again. It just sucks. And it's not that I was sick again. It's that whatever we got over the holidays, I haven't been able to breathe since. I can't fucking breathe. I'm like, take a deep breath, and I walk 2 feet, and I'm just winded.
Breathing is
And
pretty important to
Breathing
life.
is very important. You don't realize it at the time. You take it for granted. You really do.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm just over here taking
Yeah.
deep breaths like a motherfucker.
Yeah, throwing it in my face like an asshole.
I should be walking around just in your face
Yeah.
breathing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did
You
I
hear that?
Did I breathe all that air in? Did I not leave you enough
What do
air?
you think about that, you son of a bitch?
And so, it's just this constant feeling of winded. It's how I felt when I had pneumonia. And so I got a new primary care physician, and I can't see her until Friday. And so I finally reached out to Dr. Tommy. Especially he's a trauma surgeon in Indiana, but also specializes in removing items from male buttholes. And he's very, very competent at that. Does great work. If you've got something stuck in your butthole, I'd highly recommend getting to Indiana and
Just drive down to Indiana.
Yeah,
It seems like
drive to Indiana and just seek out the
that would be
services
quite a
of Dr.
ride.
Tommy. I'm
I mean,
sure he'll
sitting
take you.
on your butthole, though.
Well, I'm not saying you can't have one of those donut seats. you know,
Okay,
and help you
yeah.
out. I mean, depends what you got in there. If you got one of those foot tall, you know, wine bottles or whatever, it might be a little more difficult. Maybe get a ride. Get someone with a van. You can lay down
Yeah.
in the back on your stomach or something. But get to Dr. Tommy. He's expert at that. He's very, very good. He won't even laugh in your face, which is the most remarkable thing ever when they're like, oh, yeah, it's crazy. I had an itchy butthole, and next thing you know, what do you know? Fat end first, stuck in my butthole all the way in. The butthole just goes, mine, and just closes.
Yep,
And it's
crazy.
stuck in there. You can't get it out. There's nothing you can do. So yeah. Anyways, so he's like, you know, he's in Indiana, but he can prescribe stuff, and I'm like, look, man, I don't want to go to the doctor. Okay, I know what my symptoms are, and so he's familiar with my, you know, heart issues and all that stuff. So he's really good at just going, okay, when you lay on your back, breathe, is there any pain? Is it discomfort? Does it get worse? And he's asking me all these questions. I'm like, no. And he's like, okay, these are great answers. It's probably a viral infection in your lungs, you know, da-da-da-da. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Save the nerd talk for someone else.
Right.
You know, just what do I do about it? And so he worked with me on such a level, dude. He was incredible. Like, called in shit, and I couldn't get it that night. The pharmacy closes at a certain time, so I got to go pick it up first thing in the morning. I go there. Thank God this pharmacist is amazing, too, at this CVS by me. And she's like, yeah, can I help you? I'm like, yeah, pick up for Walters. And she goes, what's your first name? I go, Mike. She goes, I'm on the phone with your doctor right now. Dr. Tommy? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And he's worried about insurance prices.
Right.
And he's like, it's outrageous.
Yeah, for sure.
So she's like, I'm working with him trying to figure out an equivalent generic that'll do the same thing and save you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. $500 for one script.
Oh, I know.
And then, and so finally we get that squared away. He's on the phone with me. He's on the phone with her. He's calling other places. And then I need what's called a nebulizer. Have you ever heard of that?
I have not.
Yeah, it's basically like it's this thing. You put the meds into this machine, and then you turn it on, and you just got this little hose, and you just breathe it in, and it's this steroid, these powerful
Yeah.
steroids that just a mist, like,
Yeah.
and you just breathe, and it's like 6 minutes, 8 minutes. That's what they say. It's more like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's just like. And you have to do that multiple times a day. And so I'm like, where do I get a nebulizer? They're like, oh, yeah, anyway.
Get one?
Yeah. No, they
my
don't just
God.
give those to you.
They don't come with a.
Philips Norelco makes it.
Huh.
You know, and so I'm like, I don't know, Benson's
Can you
medical
put anything
supply?
in there? Like, what else? Like, what are you putting in there?
What are you thinking? What do you?
Like, that's how I can't get high because I can't smoke. But maybe if I could just breathe in the smoke of.
The misted cannabis oil. You probably could. I don't know.
I really would. You know what? It really does. Even though I don't think that I would ever be a stoner, it actually does bum me out that I don't know what it's like to have a head to be like high off of like
Weed.
weed.
Yeah, I know,
And
it
it's
sucks.
not the same as the body
Yeah.
thing. I know for a fact that people tell you that's not the same as even like a cookie or edible. So it's
Yeah.
like I really would wish I could feel it, but like I've tried so many times and I'm
Yeah.
just not able to get high. Anyway.
Well, so yeah, dude, it ends with like, okay, Walgreens has them, Walmart has them. I'm like, okay, and this doctor, you know what I mean? Like, he's got much better things in life
who's
to do.
dying on the?
Yeah,
Someone's
could
probably
have lost
dying.
a couple people.
I
you
guess
know?
it was
I don't know, but he's calling around to places. He's like, this place doesn't have it. I'm going to try this one. I'm like, okay. And then it turns out he's like, dude, you're going to have to go to Benson's, which is in Royal Oak on Woodward. I'm like, fine. He's like, they close at 1. It's 12:30.
Well, of course they do because it's for old people.
Right.
Old people aren't there fucking.
Yeah, they're going to dinner at 1. They don't have
Yeah,
time to be hanging
right
out
after
at
dinner they
Benson's.
get their fucking walkers and
It's
repaired.
perfect. You know, they got a sign of the beef carver right down the road. It's perfect for them. So I'm like, fuck. I'm on this side of town. I'm hauling balls to get to Royal Oak. I get there with 5 minutes left. He's like, they need a script for this, so I need to give them a script. They need me to fax it to him. He's like, let me see if I can dust off this fax machine in the house and send this over. I'm like, oh, this is entirely too much work. I would have bailed for sure. Oh, I got an emergency call. Some guy's got something huge stuck in his butthole. I got to go. You know, I would have bailed on me. But he didn't. And then like, we need more information on this script. Can you have him fix something else? I'm like, ugh.
Oh my God, for a fucking.
For a nebulizer. Like, I'm like, what am I going to do? Abuse this?
I know.
The fuck?
And
She's like, well, it's just so you know, unless you've got asthma that's already been diagnosed, insurance, Blue Cross will not cover this, so you're going to have to pay for it. I'm like, okay, how much is it? She's like, I'm not sure. I'm like, $100 or $1,000,000?
Right.
Give me a ballpark. I don't, if it's less than $1,000, I mean, what the fuck? Turns out it's $53. Do you still want it? Nah.
No.
No, I'll pass. I'm just not going to breathe all week. I'm just going to,
You still
expire.
want it.
Do you still want it? And they're all old as shit in there.
Right.
Yeah, but with 5 minutes to go, she's like, I was like, yeah, I need a nebulizer. Dr. Fax, I'm over. She goes, well, we close in a few minutes. I go, great. I just drove here like a maniac for 30 minutes. So how about we just check the fax machine, get that thing rolling, and I'll get the fuck out of here. Shut off the lights, lock the door. Let's go. Ring me up. And it takes forever, and I finally got it. And so I'm using it now, and they say it doesn't work immediately. Some of these treatments, and it stinks, E.
Yeah.
It stinks. So last night I was just like, you know what? Better to keep doing these meds, give it a night, give it some rest, and that's what I did. So that's long story short. That's why we weren't here last night.
I've told this story already, I think, on the show one time, but that was just like the time. There was a time like last year when I was like, whatever, feeling crappy. I wanted NyQuil to help me force me to sleep because I had whatever. And dude, you know how I'm fucking a weirdo. I forget shit, so I don't have my wallet. Like on the way home, like I just realized I got here, I don't even have my wallet. I'm driving fucking CVS, but I got cash on me, and she goes, "How old are you?" And I'm like, 35.
Yeah.
She goes, well, anyone under 40 we have to ask, and so like then
then go 40.
I know. Can I come back in and say that I'm 40 then? Because it's like I understand. Like I actually don't.
I've never understood that the sign that says anyone under 40 will be carded for cigarettes and alcohol. Well, how the fuck okay?
Well,
so if I just walk in and say I'm 40?
Well, no, that's more for cigarettes and alcohol. It's more in their mind if they feel like you don't look that age. But the thing is, like, dude, I'm talking about NyQuil. I understand that there are teenagers that are using it to get fucking shit-faced. I get it. I get why it's actually. I do understand why it's almost like 18 and up or whatever it is, but whether it's 21 or 18. But I'm the same man. When you ask me instantly how old you are, dude, and I say 35, and I have fucking white in my beard, and it's not cigarettes and alcohol I'm buying. I'm buying NyQuil.
Yeah.
Like, you really can't. And then the thing was,
this out.
if I had said 40, like she goes, well, anyone under 40, we can't. And I'm like,
So did she end up selling it to you?
no. I fucking went to the Rite Aid
Walgreens
or
on the
something.
street,
Yeah, I just went to the next one.
It's terrible.
But it was like, dude, I should have just walked back in and been like, yeah, crazy, I'm 40.
I can't believe it. Yes, you get that. It's just we've talked about it before. It's the tiny little modicum of power that someone holds. It's like you're running the register, and it's like you hold that authority to deny someone.
And I even get it. Like I said, I understand that young kids are like, you get some middle schooler and he's chugging things in NyQuil. But when you ask me, and my instant answer is 35, and I have, like I said, white in my fucking beard, I think you can trust me. Like,
you look plenty old enough to buy NyQuil.
I know.
I know. My dad was furious a couple of years ago. He's 70, gets carded for alcohol. He's buying, I don't know, a case of beer or something, and they're like, "Oh, do you have ID?" He's like, "No." And they're like, "Oh, I can't sell to you, sir." He's like, "Are you? I'm 70 years old. Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah.
Wouldn't sell to him.
Yeah.
He was furious.
It happened to Tom Hanks at, I think, Coachella last year. There was a whole story about how Tom Hanks got denied for trying to buy 2 beers or whatever because turns out he didn't have his license on him or something. Tom Hanks.
What's wrong with people? What's wrong with people? Well, did you watch any of the playoff divisional football over the weekend?
I watched a little.
Did you watch my Niners?
I watched to the point where I realized they were going to win, and then I didn't care anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, that's honestly, that's all I did is like kind of like with all the games, to be honest with you, was check the scores. And then once they got, like when KC was up down 21-0, I was just like, yeah, fuck this.
Yeah,
and then
24-0 too.
24-0. And then when I saw they came back, I watched a little bit. Then they got like 2 touchdowns. I'm like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah, as soon as they scored their first touchdown, I was like, ball game, Kansas City's going to win. At 24-7, I knew it. It was way too early in that game. And it was just like, okay, at some point, Kansas City's going to wake up. Mahomes is going to do his thing. And, yeah, they after going down 24-0, they go on a 51-7 rout.
Crazy.
It just fucking blew the place out. So, yeah, they play next week against Tennessee, the Titans. In the early championship game, my Niners hosting the Packers. who, if you remember, that's the game we all went to out in Santa Clara earlier this year. Week 12, actually, was the Sunday night football game against the Packers that the Niners kicked their fucking asses.
Ooh, hard to beat a team twice in 1 year.
Yeah, I know. It makes me nervous. I got to be honest, because it was a sound ass whooping, dude. They're
going to remember that.
Yeah, they're already talking about, revenge and, and I'm like, oh, man, that stinks. No, dude, just play the games. But that defense the Niners have looks so fucking strong. I don't think the Packers can hang with them, but we'll see. You know, I just
At this point,
I can't stand Aaron Rodgers so much.
I know. I still was cheering for them.
Can't
Believe it or
stand
not.
him.
Yeah.
What?
I was still cheering for them. Believe it or not. I only
Yeah,
cheer
I kind of was too.
If I don't, the thing is, if I don't have any interest, I've said this before. If I don't have any interest, I just pick I like to pick home teams. I just like to see the crowd. Like I don't know. Like if Seattle had been, if it had been Seattle, I would have 100% been cheering for Seattle.
Really?
Just to see their fan. Because if I don't have the interest, if it's not my team emotionally, I like to see like Kansas City. I was pumped. I was I was pissed when I first looked, and I'm like, shit, they're already down 14-0. Because I want to see Kansas City win the Super Bowl at this point.
You
because
son of a bitch. Are
I'm
you
sorry.
serious?
You have seen these teams win in your lifetime, but Kansas City fans have not.
Son of a bitch.
When it comes down to
really,
it,
you're going to do that to me? They haven't won in a quarter century.
no, that's
They haven't won a Super Bowl in a quarter
When
century.
did Kansas City win in the first Super
I
Bowl?
don't care.
won?
I don't have any attachment to Kansas City. Neither do you.
I don't have any attachment to either of those.
Yes,
teams.
you do. Me, you fucking moron. What's the matter with you?
Well, guess what? Spoiler alert: I'm not going to affect who wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah, true.
no
but,
offense, but-
you know, whatever. Don't get on the bandwagon. I don't care.
I'm not on a bandwagon. I don't even.
No, go ahead. Go KC.
No, you know what? The last few years,
Racist ass.
If Kansas City had not played New England last year, for example, I've been wanting Kansas City would have won a Super Bowl probably for the last 5 or 10. Like I always get excited when they're doing well because I like their crowd, the stadium. I like that.
You like the
base.
racist tomahawk chop?
I mean, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I like that fan base. And so, to be honest with you, it's been a few years now that I would kind of wanted them to win one.
I think that would be the dream matchup for a lot of people to see like that killer Niners defense healthy, play that Kansas City offense.
Versus Joe Montana's former team, the
Shut
Kansas
up.
City Chiefs.
Shut up, asshole. I keep doing that to Hannah. She's a huge Packer fan, and she's like, oh, yeah, Brett Favre. And I'm like, oh, yeah, he was one of legendary Viking. I mean, he's one of the best ever.
Right.
That and the Jets. And then, of course, he was drafted by Atlanta, so I consider him a Falcon.
Yeah.
Mostly a Viking, though. I
For
consider
sure.
Brett Favre. You know, I mean, I hope he went into the Hall as a Viking. Not 100% sure. But that hurts. That hurts when you say Montana. There were people with Montana signs in the crowd.
Awesome.
People with Montana jerseys. I'm like, all right, we let you borrow the fucking guy for a year. Get off it.
It's funny
Get over
because,
it.
like,
He was a
honestly-
fucking captain this weekend, by the way, took the field for the
As a
coin
Kansas
toss.
City Chief?
No, as a 49er, you asswipe.
You know what's funny for real? Like, because me being a kid, like, honestly, my age is just younger than you. That like my actual memory of like him really was Steve Young coming into that game. Like he played like the last Monday night game. You know, he got hurt or something, and
Against
Steve
the
Young
Lions?
came. I think so.
Yeah.
And Steve
I had
Young
big
came
money
in.
on that game.
Oh, nice. but honestly, I'm not saying I think of Joe Montana as a chief. Of course I don't. But in reality, like, because of my age, you know, I remember Steve Young or Joe Montana being a chief on like Madden football. You know, he was on the cover in a Chiefs
Yeah.
jersey. And so like
A great year for them.
I still think of that jersey as kind of like
That 19 jersey.
little bit, yeah.
Well, you know, they got him for, I don't know, a year.
He almost
2 years.
did- right?
Almost
I
took
mean,
him to the Super Bowl.
right.
It was great. No, it was a great story. My brother turned into a Chiefs fan that year. He really was. He was so bummed that the Niners let Joe Montana get away. And then, so still a Niners fan, but rooting for the Chiefs big. So there's a lot of 49er fans that have a soft spot for the Chiefs because of that great year that Montana had. But Lions hired a new D coordinator. Who cares, I guess.
From
Corey Unlin.
Cincinnati.
No. From
I thought that's who he was.
Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
Eagles
duh.
defensive backs coach to run their defense. He spent the
But he's not going to be making play calls.
No. That's Matt Patricia's job, and he was doing that this year. We all saw how well that worked out. He's he spent the past 5 years of the Eagles, got to start in the NFL as a defensive assistant in 2004 with the Patriots. Same year Patricia started his coaching assistant career in New England. So that's the connection. They know each other.
Yeah.
Apparently they're good friends, and we'll see.
Great.
Right. Yeah.
Just like fucking him and Quinn are
Yeah. I know.
buds. I get. You know what? I hope it's fun. I really, God, you don't even understand how much I want them to win.
No, I
like,
do.
When I
do.
sit here and like talk about how I just have stuff to do, and I can't let a team.
I know. Jay
make me
talked
so
you into that. I
depressed.
get it.
No, Jay had nothing to do with it.
Uh-huh.
I was close already.
Yeah.
I was there.
We'll see. Next year, obviously, breaking news, next year is the year with the Lions. If this regime, this quarterback this system is going to do anything at all, it'll be next year, because it's very reminiscent of what the 49ers did. And that's why I was really kind of glad the Lions didn't blow out the Bob Quinn and Patricia this year after just 2 years. Has it been 2 years?
Not for Quinn, but
For Quinn, 3 years, and 2 for Patricia, second year. Because of all the injuries, the way they went down, and the way they were kind of playing early in the year
I think it's
before
4
those
for
injuries.
Quinn, by the way.
Is it maybe?
I think
I
it's
don't
got to be 4. I think.
I just kind of wanted to see one more year because I liked what I saw early in the year, playing more whole game. I know it's not great, and I know a lot of people are cringing as I talk about it, but the Niners, you know, the year before this year, they went 4-12, ended up with the number 2 pick in the draft. It's where they got Bosa from, who's dominating, you know, absolutely short up that defensive line, and it's just a menace. Awesome. The Lions are going to get an equal pick like that at number 3 this year. Bring someone in, and then if you can stay healthy, who knows? They were 3-0-1, should have been 5-0-1. Seriously, I know.
I don't agree with
you,
that.
You win or you lose, I get it, but they should have been 5-0-1.
They
That
could have
Kansas
been
City loss was a
0-5,
fucking
0-5
fluke.
though. I mean,
Nah, not really.
yeah,
Not really.
Yes, dude. There was like
They were winning games they don't usually win, and whatever. We don't need to
Yeah,
debate that
it's
shit.
fine.
Who cares? But anyway, that's why I'm glad, you know, give him one more year. So whatever. Antonio Bryant. Oh, Antonio. You know,
Antonio Brown.
yeah, Antonio Bryant. Antonio Brown. Thank you, E. The often troubled wide receiver, you know, Pittsburgh Steeler, 9 years or whatever he was there. I think Pro Bowl in all those years. Best receiver in football. Raider and New England can't seem to get it together and falling out. Everyone knows who he is. Well, he, of course, he's got a domestic at his house this morning and takes to Instagram? Is it video on Instagram?
I
or
don't
is it?
know exactly. I mean, I have the video here, but I don't know what it's.
Yeah, and
technically.
he's in Hollywood, Florida, at his mansion. There's a Bentley out front, and his
Really making
kids,
sure he's saving that money for in case the career doesn't quite go how he wants, huh?
absolutely
Making
He's-
sure to be a little real precautious,
Yeah, he was-
saving it for a rainy day.
He was taking Marshawn Lynch's advice yesterday in his press conference, and Marshawn never does press conferences at all. But he was like, I just want to tell the young people, save your chickens. You got to save your chickens. And all these people are writing on like Twitter, like, what does save your chickens means? And it's like, money, fuckers. How unwoke are you? How hip are you?
Yeah, well, that would be stupid not to get what he means, but it doesn't seem to me, based on what you said, that he's doing that, in my opinion.
Well, Antonio Brown's not.
Right.
But I guess, you know, Marshawn Lynch has never spent a penny of his salary.
Oh, really?
He's got endorsement money that comes in. He's got the Skittles money.
Good
But
for
his
him.
contract money, he doesn't spend a dime of it.
Wow. That's
Isn't that
awesome.
crazy?
Good for him.
Yeah. So he's got bonuses and
Yeah.
other forms of income that come in, and he uses that money. He's like, you know, I see too many guys, you know, just blow it all. You got to save your chicksons.
Definitely.
Like, hell yeah, save your chicksons, E.
I'm saving my chickens right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to save chicksons too.
I know.
Got to save the chicksons.
Yeah.
So Antonio Brown, this bizarre police moment. You know, the kids are involved. He's called the police saying, "There's a bitch trying to steal my car or some shit," and they're there, and his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, but mother of his. I think they have 3 or 4 kids together. Chelsea Kyrus, with whom he has 3 children. They had some dispute. He had said that while he had previously evicted her from his home, he does allow her on the property to pick up the kids and take them to school. On this occasion, he says she attempted to steal one of his cars. Bitch, you don't drive Bentleys. This ain't your life. You ain't caught no passes in the NFL.
That's right. She ain't caught no passes. I
Yeah,
agree.
and you know what, bitch? You don't drive Bentleys. You know, maybe when you're banging Antonio Brown, you can drive Bentleys.
Right.
So he's yelling, you know, take that fish-looking bitch to jail. So I don't know.
Fish looking bit. I mean, she was your girlfriend. You've had 3 kids with her, so you
I
must
know.
have.
I don't know if that's like dick sucking lips or something, like
Yeah.
full fish
don't
lips
know.
or something. So anyway, but you know, the example he's setting for his young kid, I love you, son. Kid's like 4, 3, and he's filming himself just berating the police.
Right.
The abuse and the neighbors, this neighborhood in Hollywood, Florida, you can tell.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean?
only
It's like
imagine.
this madman out front, just following every rotten stereotype of, you know,
Right.
that you can, you know, just screaming away and fucking talking shit. Let's watch it. It's
I
pretty
watched
funny.
about a 30 seconds of it. It was quite entertaining, to be honest.
Is this
with you.
unbleeped?
Yes.
Okay, so I apologize in advance for struggling.
She's here to take the kids to school, not no vehicle. This bitch is broke. She don't drive Bentleys. You see this, sir? This is a fucking Bentley. That bitch is broke with 2 more other kids. That bitch got none. She don't have no
Yeah, your
Bentley.
kids.
She's staying at a hotel. Ask her where she's staying. Ask her.
Axe her.
Well, that doesn't make a
It's gonna
difference.
act- Or
Bro,
not.
she here with my fucking keys and you said you can't get my keys back.
I didn't say that.
All right, so get the keys.
I'm
What?
putting word to my mouth.
So I'm
I did
asking you,
not say
do you
that.
got the kids or what could you do?
I did not say that. I'm trying to decipher whether or not this vehicle was given to her as a gift
Bro,
or
this
not.
wasn't even
Let me-
about the
let me explain
vehicle.
to you. Let me explain to you.
I'ma
If
listen
this
to you.
vehicle, if she has any sort of proof that...
Bro, she ain't got no vehicle. This is my fucking vehicle. I'm not
You
listening when you say,
listen
no, you ain't telling me the right thing. You ain't telling me the right thing.
Well, I'm not telling you what
Don't-
you
don't
want
give
to
him
No,
the
it don't
kids.
matter what I want to hear. This
Right.
is my fucking vehicle. It's
I'm trying-
here.
that's what I'm trying to
And this
decipher.
bitch here, fucking here from the hotel. She don't have none. She came in to take the kids to school. The kids not getting to school.
Okay.
She don't have no car. This bitch is a baser. She have 2 other kids. She stay at a hotel. Look at her. She's a fucking lost cause. Look at her. Look at her.
Well, I'm nobody
Hot
to
meat
judge.
kettle.
Yeah, but sir, she's
Yeah.
here taking my car. She came for the kids. This is not her
In
vehicle.
what car then?
All right, this vehicle was here. So she trying to sell you on some bullshit. I'm telling you it's
That's why
not.
I came here to talk to you, but you're screaming
Yeah,
at me.
because you ain't helping me out. It's been 40 minutes, no justice.
Well,
40
no
minutes, no
justice.
justice.
No justice,
Don't
no
matter.
peace.
Here we go, racist.
Don't matter, bro. Ask these guys. These guys was here.
The
They
Mexican
could tell you.
police officers
She's here
being
supposed to take the
racist
kids to school.
to a
She's trying to
ranting
steal a
and
vehicle.
raving
She shouldn't
Antonio
even be here.
Brown.
I let her in.
All he's asking is to say, hey, maybe she has proof that this is her. And if she doesn't, then he's going to let you have the. Does he not understand that? Like,
There's a dispute here, right? There's a dispute over ownership of something. This is not the first time he has called and accused a girlfriend of stealing his Bentley. And the Hollywood police did not help him out before. She's
They're his-
riding around
Right.
in a stolen car with my kids and ain't doing shit, you know, because he's
doing
black
shit,
or something.
Oh, the cops aren't doing shit.
Yeah, the cops aren't doing anything because they don't care. You know, it's just the system
Right, of
oppressing
course.
Antonio Brown and his mega mansion. You know, and Antonio, this is not the best way to come off as far as like, you know, problem resolution. You know what I
Right.
mean? To be screaming at the cops, screaming bitch at her. This bitch ain't got shit.
I mean, literally, dude, all you have to do is then tell him, look I never gave her this car. Go over and ask her for the proof then. Because I don't-
Imagine the police's job, though. The police are called to a house. They don't just show up at your house. The police are called there.
Right.
They go there, and their job is to assess the situation, find out
all
what the
he's
truth
doing is asking you what happened, dude.
Humans lie all the time, especially when you got relationship issues,
Right.
kids involved. The police have to fucking go, okay, is this person stable? She says she's rather calm. The kids are standing with her. And she's going, look, man, I've mother of 3 of his kids. He gave me this car as a gift, whatever. And he's going, bitch, you don't drive no Bentley.
don't drive no
You don't
Bentley."
got this life, bitch. You broke as shit, bitch. You know,
Just
and
yelling.
they're trying, and they're being calm. 20 years ago, they just beat this dude with a nightstick.
Right.
You know what I mean? But no, they're being totally disrespected this whole time. This maniac is screaming at these people. It gets worse, too.
I'm ready to. You want to watch more here? or
We
no?
will.
Okay.
But you know, they don't know. Okay, is she right or is he right? Emotions seem hot right now. Antonio, it's in your best interest. Just calm down and go, look, guys, here's the registration and proof of purchase. I'm Antonio Brown. This is my Bentley. This is my mansion. This is
Right.
my crazy ex-bitch. She's supposed to come here, pick up the kids, take their ass to school, and then beat it. But
That's the funny thing. He says, like, what does he say? Like, she's here to take the kids. She ain't done shit or whatever. So what was the car that she drove there in then? Like,
maybe
drove off.
bicycled there. Maybe she was dropped off.
She dropped off and then stole his Bentley. Like,
She pulled up in a hoopty and went, "Oh my God, he gave me that Bentley before. I'm just going to
I'm
take
gonna
that."
take it this time, I guess. I don't know why
Yeah.
I didn't have this before.
Yeah.
Like,
So let's see how his.
I'm sure it'll get solved here in the next minute, right?
Spent that the kids. You want to see the messages? The kids not going to school. She's here trying to steal in the car.
does that have to do with
This
anything?
bitch is a baser, bro. She can't take no car from me. She evicted. She shouldn't be here. You guys should know that. Yes.
Do me a favor.
Giving his address away there. Nice.
These niggas gotta make calls for niggas to get justice. The police can't even know what to
Whoa, whoa,
do.
whoa.
They gotta call.
Whoa.
You feel me?
Can I listen back to what he just said? What did he say?
These niggas got to make calls to make justice.
Oh, okay.
Back it up. Feel free.
No, you know what?
She's a baser too. I don't know what
Oh,
that
other
means.
niggas.
I didn't know what he meant, what he said. I thought he said, like, Yeah, something else.
I don't know who they're calling. They're going, probably going.
This what we gotta do. This white versus black right here in your fucking face right here.
Oh my god.
Fuck the NFL. This
Fuck
is
the
real life.
NFL.
White
Pause.
people trying to get over. This is a fuck.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Shit,
you
I
can
started
back it up a little bit.
I
E.
started it over. Fuck.
Yeah, just go somewhere in the back it up to when he's first on the phone. Yeah, he knows, you know, and if he's on Instagram, comments are rolling in.
Right. Oh, okay.
And so people are like, oh, yeah, this is going to help you get back in the NFL.
Fuck the
Fuck the NFL. This is real life.
This is real
is
shit.
Is this real? Is this black versus white? First off, he's senor, please. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. It's a This is in Florida.
Also-
it's a Mexican cop.
It's his wife,
This is
like,
not
look-
black versus white.
Looking at his wife, is she doesn't look white to me.
Yeah, she's white.
Oh, is she? Okay,
Yeah.
I can't tell that from there.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought she maybe looked Mexican.
Yeah,
'Cause-
yeah.
No, because I was gonna say like if she's Mexican, dude, like
Maybe,
are you,
I
are you
don't
saying
know.
that the cop is just taking. Okay.
No, when he was tweeting out hashtag no white women 2020, hashtag injustice.
Oh.
So he's
what's
done
that?
with white bitches because white bitches are the problem.
Gotcha.
So, okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So I think this is around when he makes that whatever.
Evicted. She shouldn't be here. You guys should know that.
Fair?
Yes.
Hey, do me a favor.
Yes. These niggas gotta make calls for niggas to get justice. The police can't even know what to do. They
Or
gotta
you-
call, you feel me, call other niggas.
We gotta go to jail.
This what we gotta do. This white versus black right here in your fucking face right here. Fuck the NFL. This is real life. White people trying to get over, basers, and the police not helping. Trying to finesse a Bentley. Bitch, you don't drive Bentleys. This is not your life.
I mean, you had 3 kids with
It's
her.
a bag of dicks.
That's, oh yeah, I forgot about this. Hold on, pause. He's got a bag of gummy
Yeah.
dicks.
Yeah.
And
course.
he chucks a bag of dicks at her. Eat a bag of dicks. Yep.
Oh my god.
All right, keep going. So you saw the
Yeah,
gummy
I
bag
did.
of dicks there.
Bag of dicks for the dicks. Hey, Charles, he got a bag of dicks.
Listen to his fucking, what is
Moron
his hype,
friends
his
egging him
hype
on.
man in the back. Bag of dicks.
Yeah, bag
Okay.
of dicks.
Hell yeah, bag of dicks.
You know what, Antonio? I can't think of a better decision than to whip a bag of dicks at some
Can
cops
you imagine
and
dude,
your ex.
if it was you and me? And I mean, it wouldn't. I mean,
Dude, if that was me and you, and I was about to whip a bag of dicks at my ex
dude,
and some cops,
Are
I would
there-
hope you would go, okay, give me the bag of dicks. Give me the bag of dicks. I'm going to
dude,
take them
you don't-
inside.
Yeah, this is
We
not
can whip
what you
these at
want.
someone down the line. You will get to whip the bag of dicks at someone.
Right. Well,
not
do
the
it
police.
later. Well, right.
I promise you, I'll order 10 more bags of dicks. We can whip them at anybody we want, but not the cops in a domestic dispute with your wife and your kids here.
Hell
your
yeah,
ex.
dude, bag of dicks.
Hell yeah, big of dicks. I dare your ass to fucking whip that at the cops. Guarantee you never get back in the NFL.
Bag of dicks for the dicks. Hey, Charles, he got a bag of dicks. Fish head. Fish.
You did have
Fish,
sex
you
with
got
her
a bag
at
of dicks,
least
fish.
3 times.
It's called fish head.
Charles, he got a bag of dicks. Fucking baser.
It's calling her freebaser.
Basic. I don't.
Hey, nigga.
Shit, there's more to this video. E.
Damn it. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, there's more where he's like, look at that midget cop. There's a female there that's really short.
Oh boy.
He's like, because he starts going, you fucking cop. He starts railing on the police. See if you can find part 2 of that, because he starts really going off on the police, and I give them a lot of credit for standing down and just, he's like, get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of you pigs. Love you, son. I love you, son. The fuck, yeah, go with them pig ass motherfucking cops, nigga. You know, like that kind of shit. And you're just like, dude, the example that you're setting, the tone you're setting for the future of this child. Come on, man.
Dude, like I said, like he also had. I mean, dude, this was his girl, not just
It's the mother
girl
of his kids,
of
man.
3 kids, and he freaking.
Hey, fish. Yo,
he-
fish.
he
You want
freaking-
bag of dicks, fish, baser?
Ness. So they try to come.
Oh, this is funny. I wish I would have found this earlier. But
What?
I just assumed.
Yeah, this is the one with the comments and stuff.
Yeah, because you can see what people are
So
saying.
go way ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
Because obviously the last few minutes when the cops leave, keep going ahead, dude. Keep going. Like, yeah, there somewhere. We don't want to watch all this.
Wish I could- I would actually watch.
Look at all the hearts coming in.
How you gonna get a bill? You don't even have a job, but you can't even pay the insurance.
Forward
Broke
ahead.
ass.
Forward ahead. Go to like 28
Bag
minutes.
of dicks. Well, I seen it right here. The police don't help black people. Look, got a white woman stealing a fucking Bentley that she can't afford, and you got another white guy. No, I need my house key. She only took off this. She got my house key. This bitch a baser. Bro, she got my house key in her purse.
How did she get her
Hell, you
house
got
key
my house
in your?
keys, you bitch. You don't live here. You got evicted. Hold on. This bitch say she live here. Yeah, you got evicted. I'm gonna show you the purchase of the eviction. Yeah, I'm finna show you this bitch real. And when I show you, are you going to arrest her right now?
I'm gonna get the house keys.
Yeah, get the house keys. What the fuck? What do you mean?
What are you?
What the fuck?
Man, this man worrying about.
Shut up, hype man.
Bag of dicks, man. These dicks can't help black people, bro.
What?
Nah, bro, get out of here, bro. We good. We ain't giving the police nothing. Yeah, just get her the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Neighborhood's probably like,
You and that broke bitch guy out here. Get the fuck out of here. Get that lousy bitch out of here. Broke ass whore. Hey, get out of here.
Who are
Fuck
you
out of here.
talking to, sir?
That bitch stole my keys.
This guy in the car.
just screaming in the
Hey, yo,
neighborhood.
where my other key? You fucking fake ass police can't do nothing.
Fake ass police can't do nothing.
Ain't no uniform here, you bitch. You look at this bitch. This bitch trying to force herself on me. These
What are
hoes,
you
damn.
about?
Go forward
Bag of
again.
dicks.
I mean, the mother of your kids
Bag of
is
dicks.
trying to force herself on you.
Go, baby. White fucking guys ain't got no justice. Get the fuck out of here. You let this bitch steal my key. Get the fuck out of here. Go. Go. Goodbye. Get the fuck out
Talking
of here,
about
you
the cops.
bitch ass police.
Yeah. I let
Fucking
you,
people can't do
Look at
nothing.
the other guy
you
filming,
fucking
too. They're
white
filming the
fishbowl.
same
Get the
thing.
fuck out of here, you bitch. Come on, Polo. The fuck out of here. Fucking police can't have nothing. You fucking bitch ass law. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking pussies. Fucking bitch.
What are you doing?
Get the fuck out of here.
I love you, son.
Get the fuck on my property, you pussies.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. I love you, Poppy. I love you. Go on them bitch ass police. Get the fuck out of here.
Go with the bitch
Bitch ass
police.
little cop. Look at the little cop. You wish you could take me, you bitch ass nigga. Fuck out of here.
There's a little
What
cop.
are you talking
Yeah,
about?
get in the back of the police car, fishbowl, and you ain't leaving with shit, bitch. Get the fuck out of here, you bum asshole.
By the way, so in the end, they are doing, I guess, what he wanted them to do, and he's still I mean,
don't know.
I mean, they're putting them in the back of a car. So what else
Yeah.
did he want? Like it almost seems like he won, and yet it's still like.
Was it Vontez Burfict that hit him, Cincinnati Bengal, over the middle? And a lot of people believe that hit, and it's a nasty hit. I remember watching that game live. It was either right before the playoffs or a playoff game. And I thought, oh, he just snapped his neck. Came in, he was suspended, fined for it, Burfict was, and he's got a history of those hits. I think that's the guy. But a lot of people believe Antonio Brown has never been the same guy, personality-wise, since that.
Yeah.
That he's turned into, something like his personality has completely changed, his attitude has changed. And the more we learn about these head injuries and whatnot, and I don't want to excuse Antonio Brown's behavior, but we're seeing too many examples of guys where it's like, see something, say something. This is a cry for help. Him not understanding the scope of what's going on there, not being able to be rational at with his kids,
Yeah.
with authority, with law enforcement, with his ex. Antonio, they will work this out. This is not a racist issue. You've got a black cop there, at least one black cop, Latino cop, a female cop, and then I saw like a fat white cop. Like him just like, no justice, no peace. Like he's trying to turn, really? This is what you're in a neighborhood filled with multi-million-dollar homes. You have a Bentley in the driveway, and the police, this is not Black Lives Matter, Antonio. I'm sorry. You're a multimillionaire who has probably burned his last bridge,
Right.
as far as being able to get a career that should sustain him for and many generations of his family for a long time. And the fact is, he's one of the best athletes on planet Earth.
By the way, Baster, someone, I don't know if this is right or not, but someone suggested that Baster equals baby machine.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
oh, you Baster, baby.
Is that he wasn't calling her a baser?
Baster.
Baster, okay.
Baby
Did you
machine.
go? Where did you get that information?
on the Facebook,
Urban
Facebook
Dictionary?
Live. Someone said it on Facebook Live.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could have sworn he
I
was
wouldn't
saying
have known what to
baser.
look. I wouldn't have known what to look because I couldn't understand what he was saying.
Talking
but
like a turkey baster.
I think that's yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So,
that's what I
this
honestly can't
screams
get
to me like you're gonna find out that there's probably horrible CTE in a guy like this head. Like when you think of Aaron Hernandez and the way he was, and to not be able to see the big picture. To get a tryout with the Saints a few weeks ago, they brought in like 6 receivers.
Yeah.
He was one of them, and they don't end up signing him. And then it's just like shit all over the Saints and fuck you, publicity stunt, blah blah blah. It's
Well, publicity, I mean, in reality, what
the
did that do
system's
for them?
always after him,
Right.
And it's like, no, Antonio, these people fully grasp the level of your talent. You would help any team you're on. Any team in the NFL
They want
would
you
have
very
you
badly.
as their number one receiver. You're the best receiver on planet Earth, probably. And the fact is, you're in the prime of your career and spending wads of cash. You can see it just in his lifestyle. He should be able to make that kind of money for a few more years. And it's probably over.
Oh yeah.
That's probably over
I would say
for his
so.
ability to do that. And it's sad to watch. And we always see something, say something. I'm seeing something. This is not to be. This shouldn't just be laughed up. Yes, it's funny to watch him call it fish head, fish.
That's what I can't keep
Fish
getting
head,
over.
midget,
Just because it's a girl
look at that
he's
little cop.
impregnated 3 times, and yet he's making fun of her looks. It's like, dude, you had sex with her at least 3 times.
Yeah, yeah.
For whatever
Dude,
reason.
You're talking about a guy that would walk up behind a chick sitting on the couch, jack off, and come
Oh,
on her and
yeah.
walk away.
Forgot about that.
You know what I mean? Like, those are the allegations. So it's funny to hear anybody, I get it. I get why this is funny to hear, but there's also a sadness to this because the behavior being displayed is so erratic and so over the top that you just wonder,
Well,
okay.
I mean, I can understand if you hope that's the case, but but even you don't know that that's the case. Like,
Well-
it could just be this is how he's. I mean, I'm just saying. I know people say you don't know that. And
I don't,
so-
but
and they can't.
I do listen to people that were in the circle at one point or another, even if it's, sources that don't want to go on the record for obvious reasons, that say, yeah, you know what, that hit, we've just seen it too many times.
Yeah.
Guys get their bell rung one too many times, and he's a guy that's fearless. Go over the middle and get lit up and then pop right back up, but those it just seems like I don't remember Antonio Brown being a cancer in the Pittsburgh
Right.
locker room. And now I'm not following the Steelers every day, but for how long was he there? 7 years, 9 years, 7 years. Let's see. He was a Pro Bowl, 9-year veteran, 7-time Pro Bowl selection, 4-time first-team All-Pro. Led the NFL in receiving yards and catches twice, and receiving touchdowns in 2018. Yeah, I mean, his numbers are staggering.
Right.
Staggeringly good. And so to see a guy like that, and then you can't do any worse for yourself than to behave the way he continues to behave, whether it's calling out the owner of the Patriots for, getting jacked off at a fucking, a bathhouse, whatever, massage parlor or whatever. Like, dude, really?
Right.
Shitting on the Raiders when they did everything they could to make that work. They tried desperately, New England and Oakland, the Saints. And the fact is, Antonio, in order to even get back on the field, needs to be cleared from the exemption list with the commissioner.
Right.
So there's no guarantee. Even if you sign him, you first need to call the commissioner and go, can this guy even play? If we wanted to sign him, can he play?
Right.
And the answer is going to be no, because they're not done with the investigation over him jacking off and coming in the back of that chick's head.
Right.
There were some pretty serious allegations of abuse there. And so that's under investigation. So my guess is the Saints bring him in. Let's see what he's got. I'm sure he looked great. But, they know they can't sign him. Why bother?
It is interesting. Like, I wonder why. I'm not saying he does. Maybe he has major CTE and stuff, and maybe that's changing how he acts. But like, it's weird that how humans, I guess, it just doesn't. We don't all react, I guess, the same. Because I only say that because I was watching this thing on the WWE Network where Stone Cold. I know you don't watch these guys, but it doesn't matter. You won't need to know him. Stone Cold was interviewing the Undertaker on this show, and these
Guy
guys
scares me to
These
Undertaker,
guys
sir.
have been through. Wrestling is very much, no whatever what people think about it, these guys get fucking hurt and they get concussions like a motherfucker.
Oh, hell yeah.
And Undertaker is telling a story about how this last time he was in WrestleMania, which was only about 2 years ago, I think, or ish. I don't remember exactly
Seems
which
like
one
it
it
was
was.
a little longer ago than that, but you'd know more than me.
not that much longer. He
yeah.
had a match with a guy where he doesn't remember, and he got a concussion, doesn't remember like anything after like 3-ish in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Whole day through WrestleMania, has a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Doesn't remember it. And my point of saying that is like, I know everyone's not the same. That's why I'm saying it's kind of funny because like yes, his body's hurt. He talks about how it's harder these days, his knees, this and that. But like he can have very coherent conversations, and he's had 30 years of being knocked around and different concussions.
Yeah,
I wonder
it's
why
a bad example only because everybody's different. Everybody's body
But there's
reacts and
plenty of
brain
that's what I'm
reacts.
saying. It's just interesting to me how
Yeah.
how some people can have so many versions of that and just not
Sure.
have it affect them as much.
But
I wasn't saying it as
but
like
you think everybody's personality is different. Everybody's mind is different. Everything we do mentally, we're our own individual
I know.
pieces of existence, and so it doesn't take but a slight change in something to create drastic changes in behavior, in performance, in all kinds of things, and that comes out in myriad ways. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so that's why when I was reading those things about Antonio Brown and the perfect hit, and if you watch it, I mean, pull it up, Antonio Brown, Vontaze perfect hit. And it's one of those where you go, oh shit, that it's that bad. And so if people are saying we can point to that day where things changed, and I don't know, you can say, well, we don't know that. Yeah, you're right, we don't.
I mean, was this it? I don't even.
Probably.
Was it versus the Bengals?
Yeah, yep, knocked out by Vontaze perfect. Yeah, okay, good. I was glad. Glad I was.
Roethlisberger from the pocket, middle of the field, incomplete.
They'll show plenty of replays. Don't worry about it.
Flag does come in. Went to the head. Lewis Harris is going to be flagged for this on the hit.
I got him with my shoulder. Yeah, right in his head, idiot.
The Steelers in field goal range. Perfect was in there too.
Fast forward a little bit to the replays.
Perfect. It's coming across the field. I saw it. I thought it was talking on the sideline. The whole time it seemed like to Vontaze
Whoa.
Perfect, and yes.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, you see that hit, dude. Look at this. Bang.
Yeah.
And he's out. You know what I mean? Like that.
Down, it's still down.
That's
You can't take many full speed hits like that to the head. I mean, that's how you kill a guy. And when you see the body go like that,
Right.
you know what I mean? And so doesn't take many of those to have a real impact on your brain and motor functions and attitudes and everything. And that's just it's been going on for over a year now or 2 years, whatever,
Yeah.
of this outrageous behavior and self-destructive behavior. This megalomaniac, egomaniac attitude and everything. I don't know. We can move on, but it's sad. And I know a lot of people, you read the comments and people are just laughing at him. Well, what a clown, what a clown. And before I feel comfortable just laughing at Antonio Brown, even though a lot of that shit was funny. Fish head, what up, fish? You want some bag of dicks, fish? It's funny. The comments are funny.
Well, his
It's a
idiot
funny
friends
guy.
who didn't have CTE for sure
Yeah.
should be stepping in and trying to help him.
Well, they're hype men, E, and that's
I
what
know.
hype men do.
I know.
You got to let the hype men do their job, but they have to have a sound MC leading the way. You know what I mean?
For
So
sure.
they can be going, hell yeah, yeah.
God.
What? Instead of going, bag of dicks, throw it at them. You know what I mean? They're not, the hype men there are not given much to work with Antonio Brown right now. You know what I mean?
I'm sure people have seen this live before, but I only got to see it once at Comerica Park. But with Little John and the East Side Boys
Hell yeah.
doing a show, and it's Little
Lil
John, Little John, whatever, and then
Little.
some certain amount of people.
How white
and then there
are
was
you?
like fucking, I don't know, 20 motherfuckers
Oh, hell yeah.
just on stage with fucking towels,
Yeah.
shaking them around. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what are these people
Grew up
doing?
in the neighborhood, man.
What are they doing? Okay.
Hell yeah, I'm going to take care of my boys.
No wonder.
It's annoying as shit when you see him.
I'm just like,
and like 8 of them will have microphones just going, yeet.
Right.
What? Hell yeah.
Can you, I can't imagine when I go see Garth Brooks here in February at Ford Field, and imagine it was Garth Brooks, his band,
Yeah.
and then just some other 10 guys in cowboy hats, just
Yeah.
kind of shooting pistols and stuff or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
I just want to go on stage and be like, excuse me, Mr. Chainsaw, Mr. Crazy Eyes Killer, can you guys just turn your mics down to like half? Because I
get
can't
your
hear
money,
the real
I guess, and
MC.
whatever. Get enough that you're getting your dick wet.
no,
I guess. I mean, just get
Wave your bandana. I get it. You need the street cred. They're your colors. But Seriously, Mr. Chainsaw, when you're screaming, what, yeah, yeah, and you won't stop, it's taking away from me enjoying the MC who's rapping. Hype men need to stay in their lane, not be so aggressive on the stage. You know, we're talking about the extreme cases.
Oh, I know, for sure. Like, look, I haven't been to a lot of, in reality, the only rap show, I've been to 3 rap shows, 2 Eminem ones, and then one other kind of weird thing in Grand Rapids. It was a very low key situation. So I don't have a lot to work out of. So this little John or whatever, you know, that was what I had.
Okay.
But there was seriously 20 of these people just on stage waving towels. I'm just like, okay.
Imagine any other job like that. Comic
know.
on stage, he's got 20 of his buddies up there just waving.
Fuck yeah. Hooker. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he did
Yeah,
that.
laugh at that shit. Funny.
That's fucking funny.
Funny new. Hey, did you see the Oscar nominations came out?
No, I mean I did, but I mean they're so white again.
So, yeah, we're back to that. We're racist again. Damn it.
Oh well.
Stinks. Even the chick announcing the Oscar nominations. It's like,
Can't they get
congratulations to all the men in this category. It's like, okay, shut up. The Joker picks up 11 nominations. Here's what I think we should do. Since we can't get this right,
have the Oscars?
and any time a person of color or a minority has made a film, I don't care if it's a short film, a cartoon, a feature, if they've directed it, acted in it, they get the award. Because these awards mean nothing. They don't, you know,
Right.
maybe they make your agent's job easier to get you more gigs, I guess.
Right.
But for the most part, you know, we just need to start going, okay, what movies are up? Because these are worthless anyways. Are there any blacks in the category? There are. Okay, well, give it to him.
Right.
You don't need to vote on anything. What are you talking about? White, black director. Black director wins, period. I don't care what the piece is.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? And if you got...
I don't even care, by
if
the
you
way.
got
It'd be fine with me. Fine.
Best
Give 'em all
actor
these-
category, what do we got? Okay, we got Joaquin Phoenix, way too fucking
Wow,
white.
wow.
Are you out of your mind?
Because they're all, for the most part, all the actors are liberal. So, like, that already, you know, it's, I mean, you obviously would have to, first off, take away any white person that has a conservative thought. That you wouldn't even, why would you even be there? But then they're all liberal, so you're right. Why even should
Yeah.
he win just because he's liberal?
Well,
He's still white.
Best actor. Leonardo DiCaprio, absolutely not. White.
Wow, that's
way white.
privilege as fuck,
Adam
dude.
Driver, too white. Joaquin Phoenix for the Joker, too white. Antonio Banderas, Pain and Glory. Established actor, but he's
Antonio Banderas is still around.
yeah.
I didn't even know.
We got to give it to him, right? You just stop
Mexican's
the madness.
almost white, though.
Best director, Sam Mendes. Nope. White. Todd Phillips, are you kidding me?
Todd Phillips.
Fuck
Get
you.
the fuck outta here.
For the Joker, no way. Way too white. Martin Scorsese, white and old, not a chance. Quentin Tarantino, very, very progressive, liberal and woke, but white. He probably wouldn't want the award anyways. That's how woke he is.
Right.
Bong Joon-ho for Parasite.
That's gotta be something.
Hello, winner. That's your winner.
Yeah.
This is easy. I can pick all these for you.
Right.
Bong Joon-ho deserves that award, period. So, you know, but that's what we're just getting here is the focus. And Issa Rae, who was announcing the Oscar nominees, said something like, yeah, oh, man, congratulations on the men in the best
she
director
actually
category.
said it, like, or...
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Much of the focus.
Then why are you there? Why didn't she turn down the opportunity to announce these awards then?
Congratulations to those men. Nice job, asshole. Nice job. So much of the focus so far this award season has been on the lack of women and ethnic minority filmmakers honored. Only one non-white actor. The fact that you even have to type that into a news story, only one non-white actor, British star Cynthia Erivo, was nominated this year for her role as Harriet Tubman in Harriet. Let's see, best director category this year was also male dominated, with Greta Gerwig missing out for Little Women. Outrageous. I did not see Little Women. I don't even know what that's about.
Well, a woman made it, so I didn't want. That's why I didn't go.
Yeah, right. Well, of course.
Personally, I was gonna go, and then I saw that a woman directed it or whatever.
I
she
mean,
did,
it was not lost on people. Gerwig snub is what it's known as.
for sure.
Greta Gerwig
I
snub.
saw that. I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see here. Lulu Wang, director of The Farewell, and Hustlers director Lorena Scafaria. Yeah, they were also snubbed. unfortunately, someone said, and do not name me. I'm one of the voters for the Oscars, but I will say, unfortunately, there are just 5 nominees for Best Director.
Well, then why don't they
in an
change-
incredibly strong year? One voter pointed out the revered track records of Scorsese, Tarantino, and Mendez. So let's see. The BAFTAs are catching shit too. Lack of diversity. Notable snubs, including also Eddie Murphy for the blaxploitation biopic Dolomite Is My Name. I did see that movie. Dolomite Is My Name. I think it's well established historically what a huge fan of Eddie Murphy I am. I thought Dolomite was good. I did not watch that film and go, oh my God, Oscar performance. Just me. That's not because of my,
You know what's
my
funny, though?
overwhelming racist views. It's not what that's about. Joaquin Phoenix, I watched as the Joker, and I went, holy shit, that is an Oscar feeling. The feeling I got was like, that's what you look for in an Oscar performance. Brad Pitt and Leo DiCaprio, there's some very strong, a lot of people watched that and went, holy shit, the performances those two gave, amazing. I have no problem with either of them except their whiteness.
Right.
Winning them an Oscar. Dolomite is fine. It's a good movie. It's a Netflix film. Eddie Murphy. It's based on a true story. I did not jump up and go, oh my God, Oscar-winning performance. Sorry. So to say Eddie Murphy was snubbed, but really? Just because he's black and in a movie and doesn't get recognized for an award does not mean he was snubbed. But if that's the attitude, fucking give him the Oscar. Just give him the Oscar. Anyone with a weird name, anyone that's foreign or a minority, just give him the Oscar.
My solution would be
mean
just
anything
to-
anyways.
We don't need to do the Oscars. I don't really care.
That's a great idea.
Honestly, it
not
could
a
be
bad
like
idea,
fucking, Miss Teen or whatever pageants. We don't need them anymore. We don't care.
Yeah.
Everyone can see the movies they want to see. Like maybe there was a time when it was almost like when you didn't have internet and it was like, oh shit, I didn't realize this was that good of a movie. I only had to see it one time or something. But like, that we can all see the movies that we want to see.
And we haven't seen 90% of those movies. How do I know what should have won? I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, Little Women? No. I saw The Irishman. I did Best Picture, The Irishman. I saw that. That's the Netflix one.
Yeah.
Scorsese. Ford versus Ferrari. You saw that. I
Really
did not
liked
see
it.
that.
I mean, but whatever. I don't know.
That's what's his name? Christian Bale, right?
No. What's Matt Damon was in it. I don't know if there was somebody else. Maybe he was
Wasn't
too.
Christian Bale wasn't in the
I don't remember.
Okay.
I just know Matt Damon
Jojo
was.
Rabbit.
I never heard of it.
Never even heard of it. The Joker, saw that. Little Women, never heard of it. Marriage Story, I've heard it's really good. Is that the Hulu one? Or Netflix?
Yeah, that is really good. But
That's
I don't know.
Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it. I've heard really good things about it. 1917, haven't seen it. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, saw it. I liked it. That's the Tarantino
You're
one.
right. Christian Bale was in that. I didn't know. But
okay.
Yeah.
Parasite, haven't seen it. Sorry, don't know. Best Actress, I've heard of Scarlett Johansson, Charlize Theron, and Renee Zellweger. I have not seen Judy. I don't think I've seen Bombshell. Is that
Haven't heard of it.
is that the Fox News movie?
Oh yeah. Sure. I
Little
forgot I was
Women,
gonna
haven't
go see
seen
that.
Marriage Story, no. Harriet, no. Pain and Glory, haven't seen it. The Two Popes, haven't seen it. Let's see. Yeah, so whatever. It's just so stupid. We get in these arguments, and it's like everything points to race. We're seeing it with the Royals, too. We're going to get to that in a minute. But, Meghan Markle, half black. So any criticism of her, racist.
I didn't even know that.
Fuck me, man. I was watching the Niners, post. I was watching a lot of post game and stuff afterwards. And Richard Sherman has a dynamite game. He's the best in the business as a cornerback for the Niners, famously part of the Legion of Boom Seattle Seahawks defense. He's being interviewed by Deion Sanders,
Right.
Old friends, and it's kind of one of those Skype interviews. And Richard Sherman's team is going back to the championship game, coming off this huge win. And Deion says, "Hey man, what do you think about your coach, Richard Salah? Okay, guy's from Dearborn, Michigan.
Yeah.
He's minority, if you will. Great defensive coach, thought by a lot of people to be that he would be up for, a head coaching job. And apparently, he had a dynamite interview with the Cleveland Browns. Robert Salah did, and they were also interested in the Vikings offensive coordinator. And apparently this guy's a numbers whiz and formulaic, and they really liked this guy last year. They ended up going with Freddie Kitchens or whatever, and that irked a lot of people in the Browns organization because they really wanted this offensive coordinator from the Vikings. Well,
Gotcha.
they blow Kitchens out after 1 year, no head coaching experience at all or anything.
Right.
They blow him out, and this is the guy they had kind of pinpointed. Most of the jobs are filled. A lot of these teams are in the playoffs. You can't really interview them. It's a lot harder to talk to these guys when they're still playing. And so Robert Salah comes in for an interview. They said it was a dynamite interview. He's going to be brilliant. But they really had their eyes on this guy for a couple of years, and they ended up signing him. And, so Dion asked him, what do you think about your coach, Robert Salah, not getting a head coaching job? And he's like, and Richard Sherman's a smart guy, Stanford grad, very, very smart, intelligent football player, intelligent person. And immediately it's, there's a lot of minorities that just don't get the chance, and it's too bad. He's a great coach, and it's like, really, you can't just go, look, man, blessing for us. Probably means he'll be our D coordinator next year before he obviously gets a head coaching job.
Right.
Robert Salah he's a fucking stud. Everyone knows it. He's a great coach. And there's very few jobs with openings.
Right.
They get filled up. There was one left, and it comes down to these two, and it's a battle to the end. He doesn't get it. Well, it's because we're racist.
Obviously,
League's racist.
yeah.
Because it's more important to make sure you have a white guy there than winning games.
Definitely.
Because that's what you want. Like, really, it's like winning, getting to the playoffs, postseason, winning perhaps a Super Bowl. Yeah, important.
Oh, I would take the Lions all day over having a black quarterback or coach for sure.
Yeah, and quarterback for that matter.
Yeah, definitely.
Fuck
yeah.
if we have to lose for the next 50 years with a white quarterback and a white coach, I'm in.
Yeah, got
Right?
right, for sure.
Can you imagine if Caldwell would have won 4 Super Bowls for the Lions?
I wouldn't have even
Would have been
taken
tainted.
Oh,
Tainted.
God, definitely did. I wouldn't have even gone to the parade.
No.
Probably
Face paint? Absolutely not.
For a black coach? No way.
It's just so absurd. It's so absurd, and it's baseless, and it's not true. It's not true.
Right.
And Richard Sherman's smart enough to know that that's bullshit, but it just furthers this crazy
It's just
victim narrative.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's just so easy. You're trying to build a brand all the time, probably, and it's if you say something like that, it's better, and it makes your social media look better, or someone, oh, hell yeah, him telling the truth, and maybe he gets more followers. I mean, he could be in reality, as you said, very smart, and just you could just use that if you want. If you have that platform, you can use.
I don't think that's what he was doing. I think he probably believes it. It's like, okay, if it comes down to a tie, you obviously go with the white. Well, Robert Salah looks like a white guy to me. He's fucking Arabic, whatever. Who cares? It's just so stupid.
Well, he's gonna have to take 2 times a day to put that mat down and face Mecca or something. That no
I
siree.
think it's 5.
Oh shit! Yeah, exactly. No wonder he's not a coach.
I don't think he does that.
Oh,
See Jeff Bezos catching some shit.
yeah.
The owner.
I'm
billionaire
more and
owner
more
of, Amazon.
I'm more like you've said it before. Like you've joked on some of these, like, come on, dude, you can't give $1 million. But like I'm more and more on their side of like, dude, we don't even know how much they give at different periods, and it's like, I get it.
Then give nothing. Shut the fuck up.
Well, you could just. Did he say anything though, or did he just give it and then people found out?
No, Instagrammed it.
Oh well, yeah, that's dumb. Then it's dumb.
What we're talking about is the bushfires in Australia, which have been raging. 27 people are dead, thousands injured, houses destroyed. There's talking about 1 billion poops dead.
Yeah.
All these animals and stuff that live in the forest and stuff, they're all dying. And so he's being criticized.
Most people don't give a fuck that it's happening in reality, though. But
yeah,
I mean,
know.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying in a funny way. Like, there's this, of course, like, on the Globes and this and that, this pandering to talk about it. I bet if you walked around the fucking mall and asked 100 people, I bet like at least 50 of them wouldn't even know it was happening.
Yeah, probably.
Or care.
I've thought very little about it, but
I care. But what can I do?
It does piss me off though. And Jay used to get so mad at me because I'd be like, dude, that's a fucking drop. It's like, oh, I want attention, everybody. I'm about to make a donation here. And you got some guy that's worth billions and billions of dollars.
Right.
And it's like, I added an eyedropper full of water to the ocean. Well, thanks, dickhead.
Well, I thought that about the people in the Golden Globes. Like, a lot of them just like saying, like, and let's remember that this is happening, okay? Dude, this isn't fucking 30 years ago where we didn't have the internet. We all know what's happening.
Yeah.
How about you just fucking just do something? What are
So
you?
he announced yesterday that he would pledge
Why not at least,
$690,000.
by the way, why not at least
Well,
700,000?
690,000 is $1 million Australian dollars.
Oh, okay.
So that's but still cheap. He
Still.
said he posted this. He announced this. An announcement was made. He said, "Our hearts go out to all Australians." In an Instagram post, announcing the donation of the crisis that has seen more than 11 million hectares burns and 27 people killed since October. But then, of course, social media is like, "Hey, dude, aren't you worth like $113 billion?" That he donated 0.00059% of his total wealth. Celebrities across the globe have been offering money. It goes to the Australian Red Cross, Salvation Army Australia, animal charity Wires, and rural and county fire departments.
Yeah.
Many of those donations, and it was pretty cool. There was a group of American firefighters that went over there and landed, and as they're getting into the airport terminal, standing ovation, a long
Nice.
one from the Australian
Yeah.
citizens. It's kind of cool to see. Many of the donations that celebs are giving, especially given the individual's net worth, are considerably more than that made by Bezos, who, again, $113 billion fortune. DiCaprio's Earth Alliance pledged $3 million. Sir Elton John, Chris Hemsworth donated $1 million each, as did Kylie Jenner. Metallica, $750,000. Bette Midler pledged $500,000. Pink said to be worth about $200 million. And Bette Midler about $230 million. They each gave $500,000. Keith Urban said he and his wife, Nicole Kidman, would each donate $500,000. And so critics of Bezos quick to point out his donations' relative size when compared to his overall wealth. Charlotte Clymer wrote on Twitter, "I don't know how much has been raised total for Australia, but let's go over the top and assume $10 billion has been raised worldwide, which is way, way more than the probable figure.
Right.
If Jeff Bezos personally matched this, he would still have over $100 billion to his name. Think about that.
Yeah.
Bezos has personally made about $690 million since Thursday evening. He's essentially donating a holiday weekend to one of the worst environmental crises of our time. Color me unimpressed with this." Lindsay Wasson, "This feels like the equivalent of me donating a $5 bill I found in a pair of jeans." Another, Pink is worth 1/100th or less than Bezos, and she gave $500K. Yes, I'm charity shaming Jeff Bezos. So
I think I only have the problem because he put it on Instagram. If he had just given the money, signed a check, and not went to his guys and said, "Hey, let's give $1 million Australian,"
yeah,
and it just kind of went out, then I don't think I would say anything. But because he put it on Instagram, then he deserves it.
well, he's gotten shit. Well, the other thing he was doing was like, hey, because they've got all kinds of, like, what do you need? And people will put that up like kind of like a wedding registry.
Right.
We need bottles of water or case. And Jeff's like, well, you can go to Amazon and buy all the things they need, and they'll be sent directly.
No.
Yes. So he's kind of.
When did he how when he did how he? I would like to know that's exactly how he did it.
Yeah.
Like you can buy these all at Amazon.
Bezos linked to a blog post on the Amazon site asking customers to donate to relief efforts by buying needed items through his company.
What an ass! Now I'm getting more and more on against him.
So he got divorced, right? His ex-wife, Mackenzie, became the world's fourth richest woman.
Yeah, I did see someone post
and
that.
the
Then it
divorce.
said, occupation divorce or whatever, or
Yeah.
source divorce.
Yeah, source divorce. That's usually what it is.
Yeah.
Source, father started a company, handed the money down, whatever. So she promised she's the world's fourth richest woman after the divorce. So she took half of Jeff's
Yeah.
money. She promised to give away at least half of her $36.6 billion fortune. She made the announcement via the Giving Pledge, which has 204 signatures of the world's wealthiest people. So, that's the the guy Warren Buffett and all those guys, Bill Gates.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, well, our kids will be fine. We'll set them up with a couple $1 billion. They'll be
Yeah,
good to
we're
go.
gonna give a shitload.
And then,
to the-
some of them are giving well over 50% of their fortune.
Yeah.
95% of their fortunes donated to charities and stuff. So she made the announcement via Giving Pledge that she's doing that. Bezos has not signed up for Giving Pledge at all. In August, Bezos was criticized for throwing a multi-million-dollar concert for certain employees. Not long after some low-earning workers went on strike over the pay and conditions at Amazon. And so a lot of people are like, dude, can you offer them a living fucking wage and stop wasting money putting on star-studded concert events,
Right.
asswipe? And, he can do what
Yeah,
he
he
wants,
certainly can.
you know. But there is something about that just bothers me. I know it's almost un-American, you know, like the world we, you know, hey, we're a capitalist society and you make yours and I don't want you taking mine and blah blah blah. But it's gotten so out of balance
For sure.
that it just feels like, okay, dude, you're the richest man in the world. You're worth $100 billion, and it's only going higher.
Right.
You know, peel $1 billion, make a statement. You know, and I know it's not like these people have this money sitting in a bank account. It's not like he's got $113 billion
Right.
sitting in a bank account. It's not as simple as that. But I'm sure if Jeff Bezos wanted to, it just seems very tone deaf that you're not going to go, hey, look at me. Hold on. Attention, everybody.
I know.
We're
Yeah.
giving $690,000. And it's like,
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
That's what I agree with. Like like I said, if he just on his own thing kind of was watching just sat there and said, you know what, fuck, and just hey assistant, you know what, I want to, you know, let's give some money over there, you know, because I'm sure in reality he's giving. I would assume just based on how rich people are in general because of taxes and whatnot, I'm sure he's giving money to a lot of different things. You know,
every time I read a story about him, he sounds like a fucking tight ass.
Oh, for sure.
Tightwad. You know, the fact that Amazon employees can't make earn, like full-time employees cannot make a living wage seems crazy. That you've got this one asshole at the top making so much. You would think he would want to set the example, like a Mike Lindell.
Right.
Mike Lindell takes care of his staff, and you can see it the way they talk about him. And when we were there, you know what I mean? Like those people would take a bullet for Mike Lindell.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like Bezos could set that example too. I just don't get it. You know, there's Celeste Barber Facebook fundraiser, raised $50 million. Wires, which is the big animal group out there, Facebook fundraiser, $14 million. Kohl's, $4 million donation. I don't think they mean Kohl's, the clothing company. I think it's the shoes.
Okay.
COLES. $4 million. $1 million in cash, Isis, and $3 million in gift cards. I know what you're doing. You know half those gift cards are going to go unused.
And then right.
You don't have to give that much. Nice thought. No one's ever going to use those. A lot of people won't.
How are they going to distribute those gift cards?
Funny gift cards on me.
Someone's just going to fly over a plane and just drop them down to houses.
I don't know.
I want to see where those gift cards go. They're just going to go into the fucking government. You know, people are just, I don't know exactly what they call whatever they do, you know, down there, but they're just going to go, they're just going to fly those gift cards in and like, oh yeah, don't worry, we'll make sure these go to the right people and just hand them out to the fucking parliament or whatever.
Well, there's some people too, and you know, there's a time and a place. Probably right now is not the time to go, yeah, go fuck yourself. Yeah, grab a bag of gummy dicks and chew on those. No one cares. But there's some people like, yeah, you don't want to do the soft burning or the back burning required. You know, you forbid those from happening, and this is what you get. You get out of control wildfires when you've got that much, brush and dead trees and dead leaves and all that stuff. That's going to catch fire, and it's going to get out of control. Now, I'm not saying this would have prevented anything in Australia right now. This fire is so big.
Is this the Donald Trump get out there and get a rake situation?
No, you're not going to rake the forest out there. No. But there's a lot of indigenous people there, Aboriginal people.
Okay.
In Australia, and they've been there forever. These people have been there forever, and they have cultural burns that they would do, and they've lived the land. They're one with the land out there, and so they know how to do cultural burns.
I gotcha. Yeah.
So, like when you see the wildfires in California, and they'll go, okay, the fire's coming like crazy here, and we need to save this neighborhood. So they'll start a fire here, and they'll blow it out and just controlled fire that creates dead land.
Yeah, so
okay,
so we'll stop.
So then the fire comes, it hits that, and it's like, oh man, there's no more stuff.
No more food.
This stinks. I guess we'll just go out then, or take a left turn. But you see, when you're driving, on the freeway out there, and you look and you see the mountains, the gold, fucking mountains. Yeah. You'll see the spots where it's like, oh yeah, they burn that. You can see where the fires were and how they stopped them.
Right.
In a lot of respects, you can see where the controlled burn was. And these cultural burns, the Aboriginal people, don't want you to come in and just do that, where you wipe out all kinds of wildlife. They're like, this is our food source, animal life. So they've figured out how to do it properly, and you know, they've been booted out of their land and shit. It's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's
God,
like
fucking people.
And so they're like, yeah, well, we know how to do that, but go suck a dick. You don't want to talk to us.
That's funny. I don't blame them in a way.
Yeah. So there's cool burning they would do too, which they would have these low waist high fires that would go out, and it would cause enough heat that when the cool air hits the warmer air, what do you get? You get fucking rain. And so then the rain would come, and so they would literally make rain.
Yeah.
And then the ash would be food for the, it enhances the earth, the biodiversity. The ash feeds the potassium in the soil, and then it helps the whole diversity of this forest work. And that's what the Aboriginal people know. And so, but
They
when
got
they
kicked out and
well,
treated
no,
like
when
shit.
they've asked this of the local authorities, like absolutely not, none of that's going on. No one's going to burn the forest on purpose. No one's going to do any of that stuff. And it's like, okay, well, and the Aboriginal people are going, okay, it's like a kid with an out of control hair.
Yeah.
You need to cut the fucking hair at some point. You need to trim some of this back. You need to burn some of this,
Right.
which is basically just kindling. This is going to light up like it has. And again, with the wind that they're getting now and all that, and the size of this, it probably wouldn't have mattered. But there's a lot of people going, yeah, maybe if you would have done some of this shit in the past and stop sticking your foot in, on the ground and demand, no one touches that stuff, forget it. Until then, no, you got insurance, you deal with it.
Right, for
Clean your
sure.
own mess. The Queen made comment today,
Did she?
about Harry and Meghan.
Did she talk?
No, they just put out a statement.
Yeah.
And
I'd like to hear her voice.
yeah, I don't know what the Queen sounds like either. I would take everything with a grain of salt because they're pretentiously trying to keep their good name alive, and so of
course.
everything's fine, nothing to see here. We're very, very happy for the family. So she made a historic announcement that Harry and Meghan would step back as senior royals and split their time between Canada and the UK. And she wants this deal finalized ASAP in a matter of days. She's fucking pissed, dude. Oh, the monarch said, today my family had very constructive discussions on the future of my grandson and his family. My family and I are entirely supportive of Harry and Meghan's desire to create a new life as a young family. Although we would have preferred them to remain full-time working members of the royal family, we respect and understand their wish.
Members.
Yeah. They've made clear they do not want to be relying on public funds in their new lives. It is therefore agreed upon there will be a period of transition in which the Sussexes will spend time in Canada and the UK. These are complex matters for my family to resolve, and there's some work to be done, but I have asked for final decisions to be reached in the coming days. Just spending the afternoon in talks in the Grand House's long library. Charles, William, and Harry
Imagine these
all left
absolute
in separate
pretentious
cars.
fights, dude. Just the pretentiousness of these fights that would be going on.
Well, when it comes to the Royals, which I love talking about, apparently, it's just such a big story, and I don't like the history of the Royal. Like, I just don't care that much. So I give way to the Piers Morgans of the world, who are from Britain and the press and are more familiar with this stuff. Because I kind of want to know what's going on. Like, why do people care? Like, dude, so he doesn't want to what? Go to a fucking charity event for the Royals? Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't get the importance of them. It all looks stuffy and boring. I wouldn't want to do it either. But apparently there's more to it than that. And so Piers had another article. Well, it's all down to racism and sexism and bullying. Yes, poor, downtrodden, vulnerable, innocent Meghan and Harry have been suffering the full gamut of victimhood issues as befits the most woke, oversensitive, woe-is-me couple in the world. That's why they want to get off the royal train, we're told. Except they don't want to get off of it at all. They just want to get off the boring stuff.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't really seem like they're like...
They
Not-
still want to be royal stars. They still want British taxpayers to fund a lot of their luxury lifestyles. And they still want to parade around the world as global celebrities trading off their royal titles. But they don't want to do any of the less glamorous stuff that goes with being a full-time working royal. I've been watching this saga unfold with mounting fury, predominantly at the disgracefully disrespectful way that they're treating Her Majesty the Queen. this is where I, like it's important, I guess, the Queen.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Oh, they disrespected to me, it's just his grandma. He disrespected his Nana. I don't give a shit, whatever. But, okay.
I mean, tradition and stuff. I mean, even if it's, yeah, I get it. The tradition matters if you're in a situation where it does.
How dare they try to lay down the law to our long-serving monarch in this way? How dare they not inform her about their demands before telling the world? And how dare they so arrogantly announce they're going to pursue a more progressive agenda for the royal family without having the courtesy to run it past a woman who has presided on the throne for more than 6 decades and done a magnificent job of it. But I'm also enraged by the specific growing narrative that the only reason Meghan's been so harshly criticized by the media is because we're all a bunch of racists living in a racist country. That's just a downright lie, and a particularly nasty, disingenuous lie. From the moment Meghan came on the royal scene, and it was revealed that she was from a mixed race background, she was welcomed with warm, open, tolerant arms by a wonderfully multicultural and diverse modern Britain that was thrilled to finally see a non-white member of the royal family. She was showered with almost universal praise. The media was unanimous in its verdict that this was a great thing for the country. In fact, I haven't seen a press so united in joy for anything royal since Diana first became Charles's girlfriend. The tidal wave of goodwill continued through their big wedding. As I wrote myself the following day, it mixed the best of traditional British pomp and majesty with large dollops of Markle sparkle. The result was a biracial Hollywood-fused union that worked magnificently well. It's hard to overstate the significance of this ceremony. And he basically goes on to say, for young black girls watching this around the world, they too can now say, precedent's been set where I could one day grow up and marry a prince.
Yeah.
Right? So he says, this is a monumental thing. He said, these, I would politely suggest, do not indicate the thoughts of a racist. Yet that is what I and others in the British media have now been shamefully branded for daring to criticize Meghan for her erratic conduct and Harry. Was it racist of me to say it was hypocritical of Meghan to have a $500,000 celebrity-fueled baby shower party in New York, including a lift on George Clooney's jet, on the same day she and Harry tweeted a plea for people to think about the poor? No, that's not racist. Was it racist for me to find it bizarre they went to such ridiculous lengths to hide basic details of their baby Archie's birth from the public that pays for their lavish lifestyles? Was it racist of me to feel it was appalling when her bodyguard stopped members of the same public from taking photos of her at Wimbledon? Was it racist of me to think it was outrageous that she refused to meet Trump during his UK state visit, despite being the only American member of the royal family? Was it racist to say it was dreadfully two-faced of her and Harry to preach about the need to watch every carbon footprint as they jumped on Sir Elton John's private jet every 10 minutes? None of this is racist, either overtly or subliminally. You might not agree with all of or any of my criticisms, but they're all perfectly justified ones to make, which is why many others have made them too. I don't have an issue with Meghan because of her skin color or her gender, but I do have a lot of issues with the way she's behaved. As I've said many times, I've sadly come to the conclusion Meghan's a selfish, ruthless social climber who spent her life using and dropping people and is now doing it to the royals. I also think Harry's become a weak, whiny, miserable, entitled parody of the fun-loving army prince we all loved. And I don't say that because I'm a gingerist. Now they're bleating about being bullied as they themselves are trying to bully the Queen into turning the monarchy woke. And they're bleating about sexism and racism, despite the fact that other royal women like Camilla Parker Bowles, Diana, and Fergie all had 10 times more criticism than Meghan. Last time I checked, they all identified as white. Yeah, remember, Camilla Parker Bowles is the one that Charles said, I wish I could be your tampon.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, I remember that
He wanted to, like, be in her bleeding vagine.
Yeah.
I don't even think she could have, like, she was still, like, shedding her uterine wall at that point. She was an old bird, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's disgraceful, this New York Times column. Headline, Black Britons know why Meghan Markle wants out. It's the racism. Author Afua Hirsch attacked the racist treatment of Meghan and said the British press has succeeded in its apparent project of hounding Meghan out of Britain. She cites as examples press racism, 2 things that appeared in the Daily Mail, which is the paper he writes for.
Yep.
First was a headline saying she was almost straight out of Compton, one of the most gang-ravaged parts of America in South Central L.A. But that's not racist. Meghan comes from Crenshaw, just a few miles from Compton. This wasn't used as a stick to racially beat her, but as simply an interesting observation about her very different upbringing to normal royal brides. Hirsch also lambasted a journalist, Boris Johnson's sister Rachel, for saying Meghan had exotic DNA. That sounds a little...
Yeah, I don't know.
A little weird. But again, why is that racist? By comparison to any other royal bride, a mixed-race African-American woman unarguably has exotic DNA. But no, this is all evidence that the British press is inherently racist, deliberately driving Meghan out because she's only half white. Hirsch should be ashamed of spewing such hateful race-baiting nonsense in one of America's most prominent newspapers, but she wasn't alone. CNN, the Washington Post all had similar garbage. Of course, Harry himself attacked the media, claiming non-existent racial undertones in the tabloids. I saw none of them, and I've seen none since because there have been none. It's a lie, and now the lie is being extended with sinister threats of a tell-all TV interview in which Meghan and Harry might apparently level sensational charges of sexism and racism at the door of other senior royals. Oh, that'd be good. I want to see that one. The reality is that Meghan and Harry have brought this ugly situation on themselves and should somehow find the strength in their faux victim-ravaged, virtue-signaling, self-obsessed souls to admit it has nothing to do with racism, everything to do with their fragile egos. By crying racists in the face of a perfectly legit criticism, this petulant duo has made a mockery of true victims of racism. Shame on them. I agree. All right, E, I got a couple other things, but we can hold them till tomorrow. Holding this one for a
Sounds
while.
good.
Yeah. By the way, I'll ask you lastly how your weekend went. You were supposed to go. Did you take your parents to meet Mandy?
Well, for one, you knew we weren't gonna meet her anyway.
I know.
but-
I was hoping you'd have a change of heart.
No, that wasn't gonna happen. But
Fine.
no, in the end, I can't. I don't normally. I fight very hard to not give in to my mom's negativity and how she can be at things.
Sure.
But in the end, the ice storm Geddon or whatever that was coming
Oh, yeah.
got them
Worried.
worried enough that, I thought the thing is our backyard, the manor, does sometimes have what looks like a moat in reality. If it rains
yeah,
enough, we
sure.
have this and it will get in our basement and stuff. And so
Thank God you've got the drawbridge.
I thought legitimately my dad was concerned because it was supposed to rain all day, it was already flooded, and so I thought legitimately my dad was concerned about leaving the house and not if we were there to keep pumping water out of certain areas and the basement was going to flood. We're going to come back, there'll be 3 inches of water in the basement.
Yeah.
So that's why I finally was I kind of went along with giving into not going, and a few hours later I said to Dad, I said,
Yeah, but you had Vagine on the hook, man. Weren't you willing to risk a little spin out here or there?
Well, for one, I would have gone, but I mean, and a few hours later, I said to my dad, I'm like,
might go anyways.
Are you really worried that the basement seems like it's not that big of a deal? And he's like, oh, the basement. I was worried about driving up there. I'm like, Dad, we were gonna leave at fucking noon.
Yeah.
We were gonna be we were gonna have plenty of time, but in the
Cancel
end,
the trip.
in the end, we canceled the trip. In the end, I will say that although it wasn't what I wanted to have happen, this really was a present for my mom and dad. And so it was kind of crappy that the day was going to be really shitty in Grand Rapids. I mean, Grand Rapids...
I don't know why you didn't just go. All right, well, we'll reschedule it for a few weeks from now, but
because
I'm off. I'm hanging out with Chubbs or something this weekend. See ya.
Because the money, honestly, the hotel rooms ended up being able to get refunded. And so
Yeah.
I just didn't want to spend, I don't know, money's an
Yeah.
issue. So I gotta look out for
Okay.
that sometimes. And
I would
we're
think
gonna reschedule.
I was under the impression that you very much wanted to put your thing in her thing.
Of course I did.
And
but
that, $70 for a hotel would not be worth not getting to put your thing in her thing.
it's not just $70. That's not the truth. And then the other thing is that, we have things coming up. We're going, the weekend in DC in 2 weekends.
I know,
and then
I know.
Garth, that's money.
I'd have floated
and
you
stuff
$50, dude. So you go put your thing in her thing,
Well, whatever.
If you don't want to do it, though, that's fine. If
That's
it's not
what
a priority,
That's what it came.
cool.
That's not the truth, but that's what it came down to in
right.
the end. But also with my parents, it was a gift. As far as not pushing them as hard as I could have, it was a gift to them, and I really didn't like that the day was going to be like that. Originally, there was going to be this plan of going up in the day, and we were going to get lunch somewhere, and then go to the
Yeah.
hotel and dinner, and I don't know. I felt bad.
And then to top it off, cherry on top, put your thing in her thing.
Well, of course,
Yeah.
but in reality, I will say I was when it was going down, I was I did not.
Was Mandy okay with it?
I mean, okay as it can be.
She
we
was
both
bummed?
missed yeah.
She was hoping that you'd put your thing in her thing.
Well, and we
Ian,
missed
you-
each other. We want to see each other.
I know. She desperately wanted you to put your thing in her thing, and you didn't give that to her. So she was broken.
I know it was a
too bad. It's a
too
bummer.
bad situation.
too
But
bad.
well, I'm gonna make up for it. I mean,
All right.
in reality, there's a makeup date is set
Okay.
already, so I mean it's gonna be fine. But
Well, you better
wow.
put your thing in her thing. That's all I'm saying.
okay, thank you. I'll make sure to do that.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody,
For you.
for hanging with us today. Wanted to mention Creeps with Kids Comedy Tour. That's Saturday night, man. That's coming up. I'm really looking forward to that. Saturday, January 18th, Emerald Theater. Ron Bennington, Bob Kelly, Jim Florentine, Rich Voss. Creeps, Kreeps, with kids tour.com. If you want to go to that, it's going to be a great show. I'll be out there. You'll be out. You're coming out, right? E? Aren't
Yeah,
you?
I think so.
Okay. We gave some tickets away before. I know
did.
some people are going, so it should be a lot of fun. And I'm telling you, I know a lot of you might not be terribly familiar with some of these headliner New York comics, but they're all very, very funny and very, very talented. So please, hopefully you'll join us out at the Emerald Theater this coming Saturday, January 18th. CreepsWithKidsTour.com for tickets. And with that, call it a day, and we'll be back tomorrow. And hopefully you'll join us then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Make some joy.